They say love begins when you meet someone, but that's a lie. Love begins much earlier, in the house you grew up in, long before your first kiss, long before heartbreak, long before you knew what romance even was. It began in the silence at the dinner table, in the slammed doors, in the hugs you never received, in the praise you had to earn, in the chaos you learned to survive. Because childhood does not end when you become an adult. It follows you, quietly. And one of the places it hides best is in your love life. Some people love like they're starving. They cling too hard, text too much, panic when someone becomes distant, overthink every cold reply, beg for reassurance. They think they are too emotional, but often they are not emotional. They are abandoned children trapped in adult bodies. If love was inconsistent in childhood, warm one day, cold the next, then the nervous system learns a dangerous lesson. Love is unstable. So when someone pulls away, even slightly, it doesn't feel small. It feels like survival is being threatened. Others do the opposite. They run from intimacy. They avoid commitment, need space constantly, disappear when things get serious, feel suffocated by closeness. People call them cold, but many of them were children who learned another lesson. Depending on people is dangerous. Maybe they were ignored. Maybe emotions were mocked. Maybe vulnerability was punished. So now, when love gets close, their body remembers pain before their mind does, and they escape. Then there are those who chase toxic love, the ones addicted to chaos, drawn to unavailable people, mistaking anxiety for chemistry, confusing pain with passion. Why? Because the familiar often feels safer than the healthy. If childhood was chaotic, calm love can feel boring. If love had to be earned, easy love feels suspicious. If affection came with pain, pain starts to feel romantic. So they repeat the pattern. Not because they are stupid, because the subconscious always tries to return home, even when home was broken. Some people become pleasers. They sacrifice everything, never say no, ignore their own needs, stay loyal to people who drain them. Why? Because as children, they learned love was conditional. Be quiet, be useful, be perfect, don't cause problems, and maybe then you'll be loved. So as adults, they perform for affection. They become everything for everyone and disappear inside themselves. Others become controllers, jealous, possessive, manipulative, obsessed with certainty. Not always because they are evil, sometimes because deep inside they are terrified. A child who grew up in unpredictability often becomes an adult addicted to control. If chaos hurt you, control feels like safety, but fear, disguised as love, always destroys love. Some people fall for people they need to fix. Broken partners, emotionally unavailable lovers, people full of wounds and excuses. Because saving others can feel easier than facing your own wounds. And if you grew up needing to rescue a parent emotionally, caretaking becomes your love language. You don't seek partnership, you seek projects. Then there are people who feel numb in love. They cannot trust kindness, cannot receive affection, cannot believe compliments, cannot relax when things are good. Because trauma teaches the body to wait for disaster. Even happiness feels suspicious. Peace feels temporary. Love feels like a trick. So they sabotage good relationships just to feel the pain they know how to survive. This is how childhood haunts adulthood. Not through memories alone, but through patterns. The partner you choose, the fights you repeat, the people you chase, the affection you reject, the boundaries you fear, the loneliness you recreate. Many people think they're choosing love, but often they're choosing what feels familiar, and familiar is not always healthy. The cruel truth? Some people spend years blaming partners without realizing they are dating their childhood in different faces. Same wound, different name. But here's where the darkness ends. Awareness breaks inheritance. When you understand your patterns, you stop worshiping them. When you realize your jealousy is fear, your distance is pain, your neediness is grief, your people-pleasing is survival, you can heal. You can learn that love is not abandonment, not chaos, not performance, not control, not pain. Love is safety. Love is honesty. Love is peace. And for many people, peace feels unfamiliar at first. That is the hardest part of healing, not finding healthy love. Accepting it. Because when your childhood trained you for storms, sunshine can feel wrong. But stay long enough in healthy love, and the nervous system learns again. This time, something better. That love can stay. That you can be chosen without performing. That closeness does not mean danger. That boundaries do not mean rejection. That peace is not boredom. That calm is not emptiness. That being loved does not have to hurt. Your childhood may explain your love style, but it does not have to become your destiny. You were shaped by the past. You do not have to be sentenced by it. And sometimes, the most powerful love story is not finding someone else. It is finally refusing to repeat what broke you.